do when you have $90 burning a hole in your pocket? Do you buy this overpriced 2013 Winter X Games hat? Or do you buy this equally overpriced drop-in air filter for your BMW M3/M4? That's right, I did both. And in this video I'm going to be installing this bad boy while I'm wearing this cool hat. I hope you enjoy this. So I got this drop-in air filter kit for a couple of reasons. One, it's going to allow me to get down and dirty with my car. That's right, I'm actually very excited to start unscrewing some things, seeing how things work and putting it back together, hopefully without any screws left over. Two, it's going to allow me to get in the air boxes and take the charcoal filters out. That's right, 20 or North American cars of this caliber have these charcoal filters for emission purposes, which I heard muffle the sounds of the turbo. So we can simply just remove them. Three, we're supposed to be getting some extra horsepower out of this kit, which I doubt will be any noticeable, but it's always nice to brag that my car has 2 extra horsepower. And last but not least, actually something that I'm really looking forward to is it's going to give us some extra turbo sound. At least let's hope so. It's not an open cone air filter setup, but it's supposed to give us some noticeable sound gains. So with that said, I hope you enjoy this video, and let's get started. Installing these 2 air filters is pretty straightforward. You basically have to get to these 2 air boxes, and to do that you have to take these 2 plastic covers off, which will allow you to take the strut brace off, which will then allow you to gain access to these air boxes. So with your 10mm wrenches, you have to turn these screws 90 degrees to unlock them. And then you have a little rivet here that you have to pop out. Once the plastic covers are off, we've got a couple of rivets here that need to pop off. This rubber piece will fold right over, and it'll allow me to safely remove the strut brace. Next, using your trusted 13mm socket, all you have to do is unscrew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts. Keep in mind that these 2 up front are shorter than the ones in the back, so just make sure not to mix them up. Last but not least is this 10mm coolant reservoir. So now that this is out of the way, what we need to do is disconnect the mass airflow sensors. So, and to do it, it's quite easy. You push the pin and you slide it out. Couldn't be easier. Then each box is secured with how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 T25 Torx screws. I have this screwdriver which actually comes in very, very handy. I use this thing all the time. Seems like T25 is the size that Europeans use. So let's go ahead and undo it. Alright, I had to switch out the mics because my neighbor decided to blow the leaves today. Alright, so with all the screws being out, this gives me access to the original air filter, and the car's got 13,000 miles on it. It's never been replaced, and you can see it's got some dirt on it. Not a lot. Oh my god, this guy. And the new one, the kit actually comes two in a box. All you have to do is just simply pop them in. But wait, there's more. Right in there you have these emission required charcoal filters, which I'm going to have to simply pop out using a screwdriver. There you go. So this is the charcoal filter. Just like that. This side is done. do not forget to plug in the MAF sensor plugs back in, otherwise you get a check engine light. One side is done. Let's undo the other side. There's a clip in the middle that we should unclip. That'll give us some flexibility of movement. I should be able to slide the filter out. Again, this is the old one. It's paper, so it muffles the turbo sound a little bit. Let's slide it in, and then let's take the charcoal filter out. Alright, installation is the exact reverse of deinstallation. To tighten the brace, we're gonna reuse obviously these bolts. The shorter ones go up front, and the longer ones go to the back. And we're actually going to tighten them using a torque gun. And torque specs are 20.65 pounds-feet of torque, so I'm just going to go with 21. There we go. I'm going to set at 21. Seems like we're almost done. We just have to put the trim back together. And the same thing on this side. I almost forgot about this little guy. Alright, and we're all done. This all took about maybe less than 30 minutes. These are all the things that came out of the engine. And 2 K&N filters went in. I think it's time to take it for a test drive.
Alright, so I admit I waited a couple of hours. Fatherly duty called. But it's a couple of hours later now, and I took it for a spin. And what do I think? Well, I've got to say, I was right on all fronts. I got to learn about the insides of the car. I took the charcoal filters out. But 2 things. I feel like the burbles, whatever you call them, the little exhaust notes that the car has, get slightly more pronounced. I don't know why. Maybe it's in my ears. Maybe it's the temperature. But I feel like I hear them more now. Probably completely unrelated. But the most important thing is you hear a bit of that whooshing sound in 3rd gear when you really floor it. And I will show it to you as soon as I can open it up. And I'm gonna put the microphone inside of the engine bay. I did that once in my old car, and the results were kind of cool. After driving this car for a little while, I've got to say, it feels a bit more powerful. I don't know, maybe it's crazy. Maybe it's the temperature or whatnot. Maybe I'm just really pushing it today. But it feels kind of stronger, and it spins the tires a lot easier. Again, maybe it's the temperature, maybe it's my wishful thinking, but for $90, you've got the added sound. Potentially, you gain some performance. I would totally do it again. If you're looking into this mod, I highly recommend it. And I'll see you next time.